Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh meets Chinese counterpart General Wei Fenghe on the sidelines of SCO summit in Russia. Addressing the SCO defense ministers meeting in Moscow, says non-aggression and sensitivity to each other's interests necessary for peaceful, stable and secure region. Also holds bilateral talks with his Russian counterpart. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar participates in the virtual meeting of BRICS Ministers of Foreign Affairs, emphasizes the need to reform United Nations to reflect contemporary global realities. Also calls for reforms in multilateral institutions, including WTO, IMF and WHO. President Ramnath Kovind to present the National Teachers Awards to 47 distinguished teachers to honour their contributions on the occasion of Teachers' Day today. Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank calls teachers warriors for their efforts in providing online education during these testing times. Narcotics Control Bureau arrests actor Riya Chakravarti's brother Shouvik Chakravarti and Sushant Singh Rajput's former manager Samuel Miranda. After questioning, NCB conducts raids at Riya, Shouvik and Miranda's residences. With higher number of patients getting cured, India's total recovery surpassed 30 lakh with over 77% recovery rate. Case fatality rate further goes down to 1.74%. Over 11.7 lakh tests done in 2 consecutive days with total tests nearly 4.7 crore. Star footballer Lionel Messi to remain with Barcelona for another year as club insists on the contract clause payment and intense speculation about his future in the club. Good morning, you're watching DD News and I'm Preeti presenting the bulletin. Our top story first. In the midst of heightened tensions in eastern Ladakh, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh held talks with his Chinese counterpart Wei Fenghe yesterday evening in Moscow. The meeting lasted for 2 hours and 20 minutes. It is the first high-level meeting between the two sides after the border situation escalated in eastern Ladakh in early May, though External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar held telephonic talks with his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi on the road. Also, Singh and Wei Fenghe are in Moscow to attend a meeting of the SCO defense ministers, which took place earlier in the day. The meeting has been requested by Chinese defense minister. Indian and Chinese troops are engaged in a bitter standoff in multiple places in eastern Ladakh. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh yesterday said that peace and security in the SCO region demand a climate of trust, non-aggression, respect for international rules and peaceful resolution of differences. In his address at the ministerial meeting of Shanghai Cooperation Organization in the Russian capital, the defense minister also talked about threat of terrorism and extremism and pitched for having institutional capacity to deal with the challenges.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh attended the combined meeting of Defence Ministers of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, Collective Security Treaty Organization and CIS members in Moscow. Defence Ministers of all 8 SCO member nations deliberated on regional security challenges like terrorism and ways to deal with them collectively. India unequivocally condemned terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. Raksha Mantri also stressed upon the fact that India values works of SCO regional anti-terrorism structure and added that adoption of anti-terror mechanism by the SCO to counter extremist propaganda and de-radicalization was a significant move. He also spoke about the need for institutional capacity to deal with traditional and non-traditional threats while reiterating the need to deal with terrorism, drug trafficking and other transnational crimes. At the SCO meet, Rajnath Singh reaffirmed India's commitment to evolution of a transparent and inclusive global security architecture in sync with international laws. The Defence Minister also expressed India's deep concern about the situation in the Gulf region. He also called upon the nations in the Gulf region to resolve differences through dialogue based on mutual respect and sovereignty. Rajnath Singh also added that security situation in Afghanistan also remains a matter of concern for India. Rajnath Singh also held a meeting with his Russian counterpart, General Sergei Shoigu, in Moscow earlier on Thursday. The meeting covered a broad range of areas of cooperation, including defense and strategic cooperation between the two nations. Rajnath Singh briefed General Shoigu on Make in India defense program in context of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Atmanirbhar Bharat vision. Both sides welcomed the advanced stage of discussions for the establishment in India of India-Russia joint venture for the production of AK-203 assault rifles, which are considered one of the most modern weapons available for infantry forces. The defense minister on Friday also visited the main cathedral of the Russian armed forces and the museum complex in Moscow ahead of the meeting of the SCO. Earlier, defense minister also paid floral tributes to Mahatma Gandhi at the Indian embassy in Moscow. Rajnath Singh arrived in Moscow on Wednesday on a 3-day visit to attend the crucial meeting of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. This is his second visit to Russia in over 2 months. DD India.
Meanwhile, Director General Border Security Force Rakesh Asthana arrived on 3-day visit to Jammu yesterday. On the first day of his visit, Director General BSF visited Pargwal and Akhnur sectors of Jammu frontier and took stock of the situation. IGBSF briefed the DG about current security scenario. DG visited the critical areas of Chicken Neck stretch of Akhnur sector and held discussion with sector and unit commanders on the ground and reviewed security situation. DGBSF interacted with Jawans and was full of praise for the BSF Jawans for their dedication towards the safeguarding of international borders and also conveyed that BSF is a well-disciplined and professional force. He also said that recent detection of tunnel shows the devotion towards duties for motherland, which ruins the cruel motives of their counterparts. DGBSF reviewed the prevailing COVID-19 situation as well. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar highlighted that in the wake of grave challenges in the economic, political and social and health fields, BRICS has an important role to play. He said this while attending the BRICS Ministers of Foreign Affairs via video conferencing yesterday. The External Affairs Minister highlighted the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative by India as a dynamic and mutually beneficial global economic engagement covering 5 key pillars including economy, infrastructure, technology, demography and demand to help achieve rapid growth and development. As the United Nations completes 75 years, External Affairs Minister emphasized the need to reform it to reflect contemporary global realities and the feelings of millions of people in the world. He called for expansion of the United Nations Security Council in both permanent and non-permanent categories. He also called for reformed multilateralism, including reform of the international bodies like UN, WTO, IMF, WHO, etc. He also highlighted the scourge of terrorism and called for enhanced BRICS cooperation in countering terrorism. He expressed satisfaction on the conclusion of the BRICS counter-terrorism strategy. And Teachers' Day, celebrated in the memory of former President and an academician, Dr. S. Radhakrishnan, is the day to honor teachers for their exemplary efforts in shaping the future of the nation. President Ramnath Kovind will confer the National Teachers Awards to 47 teachers from across the country for their outstanding contribution and notable work.
National Award to Teachers was instituted in 1958 with the aim to award teachers in the primary and middle schools for their excellent work. In the beginning, the awards were held on random dates, but from the mid-60s, these awards began to be held on 5th of September, the birthday of former President Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. Over the years, number of awards reached 378, and with time, lack of transparency in the selection procedure was felt, after which a change in the selection procedure was introduced. Therefore, in 2018, change was introduced in the selection process for National Award to Teachers, and the entire process was converted online and made more transparent. A web portal for inviting online self-nomination by teachers was opened. and shortlist of teachers by the Regional Selection Committee is forwarded to the State Selection Committee, which is then forwarded to Independent National Jury. The Independent National Jury then selects the best out of shortlisted candidates. Even the number of awards were rationalized to 45. Where the jury can also select 2 teachers under special category for differently abled teachers. The purpose of change in the selection procedure is to ensure that better deserving, talented and teachers undertaking innovation are awarded. 153 shortlisted candidates for the National Awards to Teachers 2020 delivered a presentation in front of the jury via video conferencing, and the jury made 47 selections for the National Awards to Teachers. The awarded teachers have not only improved and enriched school education with their determination, but also helped increase enrollments, reduce dropout rates, and adopt innovative and interesting ideas to impart education. These teachers have also helped to increase social awareness amongst children, encouraged community participation, and used effective methods of communication to promote the sense of nation building in the lives of their students, resulting in the construction of a better society. Nishant Saurabh's report, TD India.
And Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has shared a message on Teachers' Day. He said that teachers are our heroes in tough times of Corona who educated students.
मैं शिक्षक दिवस के अवसर पर आप सभी को बहुत सारी बधाई और शुभकामना देना चाहता हूं। मैं समझता हूं कि हम सब के जीवन में शिक्षकों की बहुत ही अहम भूमिका रही है। हमारे भारत की संस्कृति में कहा गुरुर् ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात परम ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरु का शीर्ष स्थान रहा है, क्योंकि गुरु रास्ता दिखाने वाला गुरु, अज्ञान के अंधकार को मिटाने वाला गुरु, हर विपरीत परिस्थिति में ताकत देने वाला गुरु। मैं तो ये देखता हूँ कि जब पूरी दुनिया कोरोना काल की बाहर संकट से गुजर रही थी, तब मुझे लगता है कि हमारे देश के शिक्षकों ने एक योद्धा की भूमिका निभाई। बच्चे को किस तरीके से ऑनलाइन एजुकेशन दे करके और अभिभावक और अध्यापक ने मिल करके 25 करोड़ 30 करोड़ 33 करोड़ छात्र छात्राओं को ऐसी स्थिति में संभाला जबकि लोग घरों पर कैद हो गए थे। हमारे देश के महामहिम राष्ट्रपति जी जिनको अभिनंदित कर रहे हैं, राष्ट्रीय सम्मान से जो सम्मानित हो रहे हैं, उन सभी अध्यापक भाई और बहनों का मैं अभिनंदन करता हूं। और इससे पहले जो भी इस राष्ट्रीय सम्मान से सम्मानित हो चुके हैं, उन सभी अध्यापक गण को भी मैं अभिनंदित कर रहा हूं, उनको साधुवाद देता हूं, उनको बधाई देना चाहता हूं। और मुझे भरोसा है कि जो हमारी नई शिक्षा नीति आई है, वो गुरुजन के ही आशीर्वाद से वो अंतिम फलक पर पहुंच करके और शिखर को चूमेगी। एक बार मैं शिक्षक दिवस के इस पुनीत अवसर पर, प्रेरणा के दिवस के अवसर पर, जो हमारे लिए पवित्र दिन है, जो हमारे लिए प्रेरणा का दिन है, जो हमारे गुरुजनों को अभिनंदित करने का दिन है, इस अवसर पर मैं आप सबको बहुत सारी बधाई देता हूँ।
And Union Home Minister Amit Shah today paid tributes to iconic thinker and scholar, former President Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan on his Jayanti. Sharing a picture on his Twitter handle, Amit Shah extended greetings to the entire teaching fraternity on Teachers' Day, who has been playing an unparalleled role in shaping the nation by selflessly guiding millions of souls. And Union Minister Prakash Javadekar has also paid tributes to former President Dr. S. Radhakrishnan ji on his birth anniversary. In a tweet, he said, and I quote him, "Congratulations and best wishes to all the countrymen on Teachers' Day. 1 crore teachers from school to university of the country make the next generation competent." And up next on Teachers' Day, some of our famous sports persons pay tributes to their teachers. Let's listen in.
Hello everyone, a very happy Teachers Day to all and my Guruji Naval Singh. जितने एफर्ट्स खिलाड़ी के उसके स्पोर्ट्स लाइफ में होते हैं, उतने एफर्ट्स उसके कोच के भी होते हैं. So always respect your coach and your teacher.
On this occasion of the Teachers Day, I would like to share one advice given by one of my teacher. from the GV Sports School. When I joined sports school when I was 12, and I was really homesick, and I used to cry during every class sessions. And one day my teachers called me into the staff room, and she said, "Sri, why are you crying?" I said, "Teacher, I am missing my family a lot." And she said, "Sri, you can go home after 3 months for this autumn vacation. But when you are here, just try to study, just focus on your training, because that is what you can do." Being a kid, I never understand what she exactly mean, but I just followed her. I trained really hard. I studied. I just focused on my academic. And when now, in 2020, I understood what she really exactly mean. That advice which I received 20 years back, still I am following it, and still that advice is getting from a lot of ways. And I think that is one of the best advice I have ever received from any teachers in my career.
Hi, I'm Sharad Kumar, Paralympic athlete of India. I wish a very happy Teachers Day to every teachers and gurus. The importance of teachers and gurus has been all my life, right from the boarding school which I have been a part of, and now to the professional sports that I'm taking part in. The teachers have been the real guide in my life, because I've always been away from my parents and have been training all with the support of the teachers and the gurus. I wish you all a very happy Teachers Day. Thank you for everything you have done for us.
Every person from whom you gain knowledge is a guru. It may be your parents, school, college teachers, or coaches. It's very difficult to pick one amongst them. I'm very grateful to all my teachers, coaches who have shared their experience and knowledge in my life. And their training makes me a better person as I am now. I wish you happy Teachers Day, one and all. Thank you.
I remember and salute my teachers, coaches and physical trainer. Teachers are source of inspiration to a student. They stand on every moment in student's life. Whether it is good or it's bad, they are always a part of success and beyond. I extend my great respect to my school teachers, coaches and physical trainer in my shooting life. Happy Teachers Day and Jai Hind.
So here we have heartfelt gratitude and best wishes pouring in for Teachers Day today. Up next, we'll take a look at the COVID-19 situation across the worst affected states in the country. Maharashtra continues to top the chart, recording 19,218 new cases yesterday, while 13,289 patients were discharged, taking the recovery rate in the state to 72.51%. 378 patients died in the past 24 hours, and so far there are 210,978 active cases in the state. In Tamil Nadu, 5,976 persons tested positive yesterday. However, in a positive sign, the mortality rate from COVID-19 in the state is showing signs of a decline, with death toll sharply dropping below the 100 mark yesterday. 79 deaths were reported, while 6,334 patients were discharged in the past 24 hours. Tamil Nadu government has promulgated an ordinance making violations of guidelines on COVID-19 lockdown and preventive measures compoundable offences. Also in the national capital, Delhi, 2,914 new cases were reported yesterday. 1,751 patients recovered, while 13 died in the past 24 hours. Currently, there are 18,842 active cases in the state. And the government of Assam has lifted weekend lockdown and night curfew from today onwards. A notification to this effect was issued by Chief Secretary Kumar Sanjay Krishna yesterday evening. The order stated that schools, colleges, educational and coaching institutions shall remain closed till 30th of September. However, the lockdown shall remain in force in all the containment zones till September 30th. Meanwhile, in view of the spike in COVID-19 cases, the government of Assam is scripting a new SOP to put in place stricter regulations to contain the COVID-19 pandemic situation, following a directive from Guwahati High Court. The High Court asked the law enforcing agencies to take stringent action against those not wearing masks and maintaining social distancing. Echoing the views of the High Court, the State Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma, disclosed that the government is preparing a new SOP to curb the blatant violation of COVID-19 protocols in the state. Dr. Sarma also said that Though cases are on the rise, mortality rate in the state is as low as 0.24 to 0.26%. A Narcotics Control Bureau yesterday arrested actor Riya Chakravarti's brother Shouvik Chakravarti and Sushant's house manager Samuel Miranda after hours-long questioning. The arrest was made following a 4-hour raid at their residence in the morning. The duo are arrested under the sections of NDPS Act 20B, 28, 29, 27A. The arrest is being made. Their offences fall under Section 27 of the NDPS Act and is a non-bailable offence. The two arrested are co-accused in the FIR filed by CBI in the Sushant Singh Rajput's death case. However, NCB has arrested both of them in connection with drug trafficking allegedly linked to this case. Both are likely to be produced before a Mumbai court today. Russian scientists have published the first report on their COVID-19 vaccine, saying the early tests showed signs of an immune response. The report published by medical journal The Lancet said that every participant developed antibodies to fight the virus and had no serious side effects. Researchers, however, underlined that larger and longer trials would be needed to establish the long-term safety and effectiveness of Sputnik V vaccine for preventing COVID-19 infection. Meanwhile, Moscow mayor said that the city gets ready for anti-coronavirus vaccine mass testing and public vaccination. Speaking to Russian President Vladimir Putin, the Moscow mayor also said that he himself received a vaccine shot and feels fine. Russian Defense Minister also received Sputnik V dose recently. And up next, we'll hear a detailed report from our Moscow correspondent, Julia Schrapman.
Russian regulators already approved the Sputnik V vaccine, Russia's most advanced vaccine candidate against COVID-19. But there was criticism that no data had yet been published. Now that data has been released, it's been published in The Lancet, the international medical journal, with a peer-reviewed study. And it shows that all the participants of phases 1 and 2 of clinical trials had an immune response to the inoculation that they were given. They all developed antibodies, and they developed antibodies 1.5 times higher than those who had recovered from coronavirus itself. So a strong immune response, no adverse side effects were found. However, it did confirm that only 76 people have received the COVID-19 vaccine Sputnik V here in Russia, a very small number of people, and that means that the data cannot be considered to be conclusive. But phase 3 of the clinical trials is now underway. Some 40,000 people are expected to receive the vaccine as part of that clinical trial, and the WHO is now acknowledging that the Sputnik V is in the race to be the first vaccine in the world.
In sports, Lionel Messi ended intense speculation about his future yesterday by saying that he will remain with Barcelona for another year. The Argentine 6-time World Player of the Year had told the club last month that he wanted to leave, insisting a clause in his contract allowed him to do so on a free transfer. That's it in this edition of the News Sisa. Thanks for watching. Namaskar.